Most school creators don't fail because of content. They fail because they never build systems to turn attention into money. Organic socials shows your content to maybe 2 to 4% of your followers, while a basic email list can put you in front of 20 to 40% of your audience every time you hit send. My name is Dennis, and I've helped school creators generate over $10,000 in additional revenue from their existing members. And in this video, I'll show you the 5 steps you can start monetizing your audience, sending emails, even if you don't have a list. So we'll talk about the mentality that keeps you stuck, how to realize you actually have a list, the simplest tech stack to start right now, what to include in your first 5 emails, and the only 3 numbers you should track. So let's jump into it. Step 1. Mentality that keeps you stuck. There are 2 main buckets for it, skills and limiting beliefs. We'll start with skills because it's easier to deal with. The first and most obvious one is I never did it, therefore I am bad at it. And mostly it comes to writing skills. How should I write, what to write, when to write, and so on. So let's deal with that. And I'm about to say something that will trigger many copywriters out here. Good emails are not measured in the quality of the copy. In fact, I'd say that a good copy can only improve an email by 10%. But why is that? Copywriting is using words to persuade people to take action, which means it's only how you say it. And you cannot build emails strictly on saying persuasive stuff. You'll either run out of things to say, or people will just get tired of you. What dictates the email is what you say, the story you're telling. Because what drives people to take action is the emotional charge. The fact they're seeing themselves in the story makes them believe they can do it. We want to overcome challenges and slay dragons, not to be quote-unquote deceived to buy something. That's why the Apple Watch ad where a guy's drowning and gets saved by one of the watch's feature hits harder than the rest of the ads. For those who aren't familiar with it, a man in Australia is drowning in the middle of the sea. He uses his watch to call the police station, and later they're able to find him using the SOS feature on the watch. There's zero copywriting involved, only 100% storytelling. They're even including the real conversation between the drowning guy in the middle of the sea and a police officer. What makes it work is the rawness of the story. So in your emails, all you have to do is tell stories. A mediocre story beats a mediocre writing every single time. In the flows group, if you go to the classroom and you go to Inbox Engine, you scroll down to the second video of the second module, I'm showing you exactly how you can write better stories in your emails using the Potato Storytelling Framework. You can find the link to the group in the pinned comment. And the second bucket of mentality is limiting beliefs. Beliefs like, I will annoy my members. I'm worried people will unsubscribe. Feel bad selling in my emails, but I have a small list, and so on. So let's deal with it one by one. I will annoy my members. Yes, of course, you cannot please anyone, but guess what? They can leave. So give them the unsubscribe link and let them go. Those who stay are likely fine with your emails. I'm worried people will unsubscribe. Yes, eventually everyone will unsubscribe from you. Interests will change, problem will get solved, and your emails won't be necessary anymore. So most of the time they go because circumstances change, not because you've done something wrong. People simply move on. There is nothing wrong with people unsubscribing unless you get more people in. I feel bad selling in my emails. There is no single email I send without hesitation, without the thought of maybe I'm selling a bit too much, I should stop, I should offer something else. But really, it is a value problem. If you give before you ask, the ask is more convenient. So give more value in the story and the lesson from it. That way, whoever opens your email is not leaving empty-handed, regardless of them clicking on the link and buying. My list is too small. I know people who made money with emails with less than 20 members on their list. I made my first sales before I had 100 people on my email list. Because when the list is smaller, you get to put more effort into personalizing the message. So eventually it falls into quality and not quantity. I'd rather have a list of 100 qualified leads rather than 1,000 unqualified leads. I feel like I hit the most common pain points, but if you still have beliefs you want me to crush, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat about it. But until then, let's move to the second step. How you can realize you already have email addresses, even if you never asked for a single one. If you watch this video, the chances are you have a Skool community, which means that you either already have an email list or are very close to it without really realizing that yet. If you have a school group and you already ask for email addresses, simply go to your Members tab, click on Export, and you get a CSV file of your members' email. Simply import it into another software, and there you go, you have a list. Congratulations! But if you never ask the members inside for their email addresses, you will not be able to do it. So first of all, go and change that right now. Next, you gotta get their email addresses, and your advantages are that you have access to their DMs, you can post in your group, and you can use Skool's mailing feature. What you need is offer something for free, basically a lead magnet in exchange for their email address. So either create something new or peel an item from your existing paid offer, something members are aware of, and the value is clear. And because you need to gather as many emails as possible from your existing members, you can make the offer time limited and give access to the thing only for people who give their email address for exchange. You run it for a few days and bam, you get an email list. But in order to make it happen, you gotta stock some tech in your favor. So I've gathered the simplest tech stock you can start sending and collecting emails, which is step 3, the dumbest tech stock to keep you away from being overwhelmed. First, one-on-one. It only works if you already gathered emails before. It's perfect if you like the concept of emailing, but you want to try it out before you invest and put effort into it. Open up the Members tab, find a member that are inactive for a while, get their email addresses, open up Gmail, and send them an email. Remind them who you are, that they joined your group for a reason, state the reason, and ask if they're still looking to solve their problem. 201 Minimal Tech work best for gathering the initial list. Find a cheap email service provider that's a software to send emails from. Some of them are even give you the option to start for free. On most of them, you can build an opt-in page and set up two-step automation to deliver the lead magnet. Step 1 triggers when someone opts in. Step 2, deliver the lead magnet. On software like this, you can bulkily export your school list and import into it to send bulk broadcast emails, although you cannot add new members to that list automatically. 301 Zapier. As soon as someone joins your school group, it automatically takes them to your email list and sends them a welcome flow to nurture. There are a bunch of video tutorials, plus it varies on the email service platform that you're using, so I won't show it in this video. But I do help my members to set it up for their specific provider over a 15-minute call. Feel free to join. 401 Full-on system. You're not only sending emails and welcoming members, you have control over everything. Options for flows and automations are limitless. Countless integrations. You can book calls, follow up, upsell, downsell, whatever you want. And not all softwares have those features, therefore they'll cost more. I'm telling you this because if you're in a position when you're ready and want to invest, there is no benefit in choosing other steps before. Only disadvantages. And if you're interested, my group have an option for it too. Also, you can use each at any stage, just depending on how ready you are to commit and dive into. Don't start with 101 if you're already familiar with Zapier. I gave the options for you to pick and reduce overwhelm. Now, after you figured out your tech stack and you're ready to send your first emails, you need to know what you want to talk about and what should you send. So step 4 is sending your first 5 emails. It doesn't matter which tech stack you chose, you're in pretty similar situation either way. You have a list, you ghosted it for a while, so the first few messages will be the same regardless if you're sending from a Gmail or you have the top stack. So what do you focus on when you start? Email 1, reintroduce yourself. They probably forgot who you are, so reintroduce yourself, remind them why they joined in the first place, and tell them that you're planning to change it by sending more emails and giving more free value. Leave the door open for those who are not interested and show them the unsubscribe link. In the end, tease the next email and the value you're about to send tomorrow. Email 2, deliver on your promises. Share the value you promised to deliver from previous email. Ideally, make it actionable like a PDF, a video, a classroom course, something they can engage with, basically to click and move to the next step. Emails 3 to 5, you give more value and more ways to engage. So find more of the good stuff you have and send it over to them. You always want to include a link, so when it comes to selling, and well, you'll include a link too, buy, they'll actually click because they're already used to it. Feel free to open up more loops like in the first email and tease the next email in the current one. And after sending the 5 emails, you'll have decent data to see what your audience want, what they desire, and what you should focus on moving forward. So step number 5 is the only numbers you need to track. Sales, clicks, open. In that order. If the content you sent on the 5 emails made sales, it means that's a good direction you should explore it moving forward. If you made 0 sales, it is fine. See where people click the most. It's a good indicator on what people are interested in. And lastly, you track opens. They're not saying anything about the content and could be really misleading. The quality of the email is not measured by open rates. You use it only to judge the quality of the subject line to make more like this. But there is also more depth into that because sometimes you can make a subject line that's a bit too clickbaity and people would click but will disengage with the email. So it's really hard to keep track on it and know what's actually good. So the main two to focus on is sales and clicks. Go to opens only when necessary. And it not only goes for those 5 emails. From now on, every email you'll be sending would be judged by those 3 metrics in this specific order. So figure out which emails made the most sales and got the most click. Move forward with these. And of course, it's not enough data to base rest of your emails only on those 5. Be open to test and try more stuff. And those were the 5 steps to start emailing your Skool members. And if you're interested in how the system works beyond the 5 emails, in the next video I show you the exact system I'm building over the next year. Watch it to have a full context and overview of the entire thing that could be built in your Skool group. So click somewhere on the screen and watch it next.